Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. The Steam Summer Sale is running right now, and of course with that, you've got a ton of great deals that are also running right now. We're gonna, go super cheap. Usually I like to start off these sales with under 5. I mean, I've done under 5 to death, so let's go under 3. I mean, I've talked about a lot of these games to death as well, but for some of you guys, maybe it's the first time you're checking out my video or the first time you're checking out my videos covering the summer sale. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, and let's start things off with one of my favorite games of the, I can't really say past decade since it's over a decade old, but Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut is 85% off for $2.99. This came out back in 2011. This Director's Cut version also includes the DLC on top of that, has some developer commentary and things like that. Deus Ex Human Revolution is a fantastic game. I actually think it's better than its follow-up in Mankind Divided. It's got a lot of different ways in how you can tackle the game and what you want to do, as far as if you want to take a super stealthy approach, if you want to mix a little bit of action in there as well. Really strong narrative as well, really strong main character, and overall just a very enjoyable game. And at $3, if you're a fan of action RPGs, 100% a recommendation. Alright, next up, Supergiant Games, one of the best studios on the planet today. A lot of you guys are probably familiar with their work on Hades. However, their very first game was a game known as Bastion. Came out back in 2011, and it is a phenomenal game. Bastion is just an artistic joy to look at, and the presentation really extends in all areas. The narration is fantastic, the gameplay is pretty good, and the story itself is pretty solid. At $2.99, I strongly recommend it. And yeah, a lot of, Supergiant Games' recent works get a lot of attention. Bastion, I feel like is still one game that you can go back and it's a timeless experience, and I would highly recommend you to check out. It was actually one of the very first games I played on PC. Bought it during a Steam daily deal way back when, and I think it was like $5, and I had a great time with it, and I highly recommend you check it out as well. Next up, this is pretty much an essential game for any PC and Steam library, and that is Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2 is a game that is also incredibly timeless in that you can go back to it over and over again, and obviously, the modding community to Left 4 Dead 2 is absolutely tremendous, and it's a game that if you have a couple friends to play with as well, you can jump in together and just have a chaotic time together, and it's $1.99. Like, that is a ridiculous deal for Left 4 Dead 2, and I would strongly recommend checking that out as well, especially if you're in the market for a quality co-op title. Left 4 Dead 2 is one of the stronger games you're gonna find in that department. Alright, next up, another game that I often rave about, Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition, published by Square Enix, and it is a fantastic game. A lot of people call it, an open world Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong. Not really that. Yes, it's open world, it's got that crime thing going on for it, but the comparisons really end there. The main character in Wei Shen gets a lot of development, and you really like his story arc, and overall, it has more of an emphasis on the gritty storytelling, the hand-to-hand combat that I thought was really well done. This Definitive Edition also includes a ton of DLC content on top of that, so that's quite nice. I doubt we'll ever get a Sleeping Dogs 2, which is a little bit of a bummer. But hey, if people keep picking up Sleeping Dogs and Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, maybe one day that'll happen. Nonetheless, if you've never played this game, go back, give it a look at $2.99. You're also talking about a pretty content-filled experience here, so you're really getting your money's worth. Strong recommendation there. Alright, next up. One of those franchises that I constantly rave about, and maybe to the point of obsession, but gotta give a shout to The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. Now, a lot of people would say, play all of the Witcher games, and a lot of people would say, yo, don't play Witcher 1. I'm gonna be one of those people and tell you, don't play Witcher 1. At least don't play it first. Just because Witcher 1 came out back in 2007, it really shows its age at this stage of the game. However, Witcher 2, I feel like you can go back and still have a pretty good experience with The Witcher 2. It's an enjoyable game. Visually, it still holds up pretty nicely. Like, I want to say I played it probably a year and a half ago, and I had a fairly good time with it. Is it the grandiose open world that Witcher 3 is? Absolutely not. But is it a concise, narrative-driven adventure that is enjoyable? Absolutely. And for $2.99, if you want a quality story-rich RPG, here you go with The Witcher 2. Alright, next up. Here's one that might be a little bit of a controversial pick. Ryze Son of Rome, 75% off for $2.49. And I mean, hey, how controversial can it be? It's got a very positive reception on Steam with 25,000 user reviews. I just remember when Ryze Son of Rome came out as an Xbox One launch title back in 2013. Man, you would not hear the end of it on how much people were disappointed by this game. Primarily speaking, because it was a full $60 price game, and it was an incredibly short game. Well, that has changed quite a great deal, as it's $2.49 now, and what you're getting is a game that's short, sweet, and to the point. If you want something like that, that also has some incredible visuals, Ryze Son of Rome is going to offer you that, and I think at $2.49, hey, you're not going to be disappointed by this game. If you want something that you can spend a couple of evenings with, maybe even a lengthier evening, and complete it in one sitting, Ryze Son of Rome is going to offer you that, and I think it's a worthwhile pickup. Alright, next up, another quality co-op title that I can go back to at any point. Castle Crashers, 80% off for $2.99. Man, oh man, this was one of the more iconic games of like the early 2010s. This is a game that at any point you can call up your buddies and be like, hey, you want to play Castle Crashers? And you can go in and have a good bit of fun with it. Now, if you want to play it solo, yeah, you can play it solo. It still has quite a bit of charm. However, the positives of this game is definitely shining through when you're playing this game cooperatively. It is just a great time to kick back and not take a game all too seriously. Like, that's what Castle Crashers really offers you. It's such a colorful game as well. Obviously, just about any PC can run it, but at $2.99, get a couple of friends to pick it up. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they have the Castle Crashers 4-pack anymore, which is kind of a bummer. They used to have like a 4-pack that was 4 copies of the game a little bit cheaper. I don't believe they have that anymore, but nonetheless, $2.99, get your buddies to pick it up, have a good time with it, you'll enjoy it quite a bit. Alright, next up, an open world game that is also something you shouldn't take too seriously. Just Cause 3 is $2.99. This is an open world all about jumping in and doing some crazy, crazy stuff. Explosions galore, grappling hooks galore. You're gonna have a lot of fun with Just Cause 3 in the sense that you jump into the world, you mentally kind of check out. Long day at work, well, that's in the past. You jump into the world of Just Cause 3 and you just rain havoc upon any and everything, and it is a very good time. Does it have an emotionally gripping narrative? Absolutely not, but you're not getting into the game for that. You're getting into it to do some crazy things, and Just Cause 3 is definitely going to offer you that. Just Cause 2 is on sale as well for $1.49, and it's a good game as well. Just Cause 3 is just a little bit more recent and probably the strongest of the franchise, so thought that was a worthwhile recommendation at $3. Alright, next up, one of the most iconic games on PC. Fallout New Vegas is 70% off for $2.99. I will mention Fallout New Vegas Ultimate is 60% off for $7.99. Probably a good idea to pick that up, especially if you want that DLC content. But Fallout New Vegas is that game that, man, a lot of people look back at it, and it's their favorite Fallout game. You know, when you talk about Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4, a lot of people look at New Vegas as their favorite, and obviously it's a phenomenal game. If you want a quality open-world RPG here as well, yeah, it shows its age a little bit. It's not a visual juggernaut or anything like that, but it's a ton of fun. There's a lot to do, and yeah. For $2.99, it's a great pickup, and $7.99 for the Ultimate Edition is a solid pickup as well. Lastly, if you want a comedic platformer, Psychonauts will have you covered. Psychonauts 1, that is. That's 75% off for $2.49. Another game that shows its age quite a bit, but this is a cult classic that is so much of a cult classic that it spawned a sequel in Psychonauts 2. That game is tremendous as well. Available through Xbox Game Pass, a little bit more on the pricier side if you do want to buy it, but a charming platformer that, you know, has a pretty interesting story attached to it as well, but nonetheless, if you want something a little bit more on the casual, you know, platforming side, I think Psychonauts is a good option and a little bit different than everything else on this list. That's gonna do it for me. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video covering the summer sale, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.